Meanwhile, the European Union is racing to offer protection to Ukrainian refugees. The Commission has laid out a new proposal for all member states. And this will let Ukrainians stay and work in the bloc for at least the next 2 years. Now, under this proposal, those who are fleeing the war will be granted temporary protection. This means that they'll be given a residence permit. They'll also have access to education and to the labour market. If approved, this will be the first time that the EU activates its 2001 Temporary Protection Directive. It can also ask the member states to extend the protections by a year. Currently, about 875,000 Ukrainian citizens have fled to neighbouring nations. The EU countries experiencing a surge in the number of refugees are Hungary, Poland, Slovakia and Romania. Under the existing rules, Ukrainians with passports and biometric data are allowed to enter into the EU, and they can also enter into the bloc without the requirement of a visa. They can also stay up for at least 3 months. The Commission's proposal also includes temporarily relaxing the border controls. It will allow people to enter even if they do not have a valid passport or visa. It also allows crossings at temporary border points and easy access to humanitarian services. The guidelines add that those bringing pets would also be allowed. Meanwhile, the European Council President has said that the EU will do everything possible to support refugees. Charles Michel has toured the Polish border, crossing with Prime Minister Mateusz Morawiecki, stopping to talk to some of the people who are waiting in the line. He was even seen comforting one woman who was waiting to cross with her children.
Our moral task, the European task, is to be at the front, line to support. And that is what all these teams who are here to bring a bit of humanity to the people who are fleeing bombs, who had to leave relatives behind. We will do everything possible to bring help, to welcome Ukrainians in a dignified way, to welcome Europeans, European Union members who are coming back, but also make sure people who come from outside Europe can be welcomed and are able to safely return where they want to go, which is home.
Faire en sorte que les personnes qui viennent de pays en dehors de l'Union européenne puissent être accueillies, puissent retourner en sécurité là où ils veulent retourner, c'est-à-dire chez eux.
The European Union's quick hospitality has been applauded by many. But remember, this is in very stark contrast to the treatment that was meted out to the Syrian refugees in 2015 and also to the refugees who tried to cross over into Europe from northern Africa. Over the last few years, countries across Europe have toughened their migration policies, contrary to the manner in which the blonde-haired and blue-eyed refugees from Ukraine are being welcomed with open arms by the Ukrainian nations. The fact remains that people of color, brown and black, people from different cultures from the Arab nations and from the African nations, have in fact been repeatedly pushed out by different European nations. And this virtually had turned Europe into a bit of a fortress that wanted to keep immigrants out. And this is a contradiction that is now being highlighted by the manner in which the war refugees from Ukraine are being welcomed with open arms. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.